welcome to Tuesday and welcome to another live stream of our Team Lotus F1 Manager Series as we have arrived at the Hungarian Grand Prix, and that's coming off the back of that triple header back-to-back and the final two races of that, Silverstone and Austria before it, and pretty consistent across those now with us finishing within sort of 13th and 14th place. So I would say we're definitely now off the back of the grid with this Team Lotus car. There was definitely little bit of a sniff, especially in Silverstone, where we might have been able to nick a point if things went our way, a few retirements or issues ahead of us, but they never came to fruition. So as I say, we're not quite ready for points, but if there's a few mistakes ahead of us, who knows what we can achieve. But as I say, we are ready to jump into this Hungarian Grand Prix. We need to set some strategy. Ricciardo is starting in 10th. We did qualify in P12 with Ricciardo, which was great, but as we know, or if you're joining this series and watching this series with us, there is a glitch on our series where Hamilton and Max seem to start from the pit lane every episode. So yeah, we jump up 2 places. So Ricciardo in 10th, Mick was knocked out in Q1, so not as good for Mick, and he will start in 17th. So let's jump straight into these strategies. So they are saying medium, hard, medium is the way to go. Let's just see what we can do here. Can we make a medium? Yeah, the soft isn't great round here, is it? No, the soft is not great at all. So I think the medium, hard, medium is going to be the way to go. We've changed the strategy slightly there by starting on the hards. Should we try something different with Mick? What can we do with Mick? Don't see how that's going to work. It's going to be a lot slower. I just wonder if we get Mick in early, whether that'll make a difference for us. Twitch Andrew, how are you? Hope you're well. I'm very well, thank you. Journey's going well. We're about halfway through, or at least halfway through the season now. So yeah, things not going too bad, to be fair. I hope you're doing well. I can't see how this is going to work, especially with Mick. I think we're going to have to go sort of the same strategy. Even that's not too great for Mick, is it? Right, we're going to go with that. It looks to be the best strategy around here. So they are going to be on the same strategy, starting on the hards, dropping onto the mediums, and then final stint on the mediums. So 2 stop for both. And we'll set them off pretty aggressive, but we will drop that down pretty quickly. That shouldn't reset the strategies now because they've fixed that bug. Cool, so I think we're ready to go then. So as I say, both drivers going to be on the same strategy, a 2-stop, starting on the hards, middle stint on the mediums, and then finishing on the mediums. As I always say, we do have the ability to mix that up, of course, if there's an accident, safety car, red flag, all of that good stuff. We can obviously change the strategy, but as default, that's what we're going with as we jump into this Hungarian Grand Prix.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. And here we go.
What can we get out of this one then?
Hungarian Grand Prix.
Starting in the points, I don't think we can stay there, but who knows? As we get underway here, let's jump on with Ricciardo. Looks like a poor start from us in actual fact. We are around soft runners and medium runners though. We do lose a place there to Correa. As I say, Hamilton and Verstappen again starting from the pit lane. It looks like that's glitched out like it did in Monaco. So these guys are just going to sit in the pit lane for a little while. There we go. They might get going. Let's wait and see. But yeah, there seems to be a funny glitch at the moment with that happening. I'd say the first part of that glitch is that Hamilton and Verstappen seem to start from the pit lane every race, and then a couple of times they stay there for a good 30 seconds. So, yeah, not sure what's going on with that. But it doesn't seem to be resetting itself. Hopefully when we get into the second season that will reset itself, because it is a bit frustrating. We want it to be realistic, and it's not them starting from the pit lane every race. As I say, I don't want to wreck these tyres very early, so I'm literally just going to not push anymore. We might go backwards a little bit here.
Yep, understood. Just make sure you're looking after your tyres.
But as long as we can stay in that DRS. And that's what we're looking for, really. So let's just go to interval. So yeah, we're just about in the DRS of Alonso. Correa's got past Alonso as well, so he took a couple of positions there on the opening lap. We'll push fuel for a little while. But yeah, again, it's sort of similar to where we were in Austria and Silverstone. We're about around this sort of 12th to 14th place by the time Verstappen and Hamilton reach us. So again, we're kind of looking for a few errors or retirements ahead of us to be able to sneak a point. We're not quite there yet, but we are getting closer. We're definitely getting closer. Ricciardo is staying in the DRS of Alonso. So he's now got Albon behind him, who is on the same strategy in terms of running the hards as the tyre for the first stint. What's Mick? Mick's got fast runners behind him. And then, yeah, a lot of softs and mediums. Gasly, the only one there really on the hards until we get to Albon and Ricciardo. I'd expect most teams to put a hard tyre on because the tyres don't last too long around here. Albon's going to be looking pretty good here for a move on us, though. DRS, obviously get 2 bites of it down here. So he's going to get this done. So down to 12. He's using his tyres a little bit more than us, though. As you can see, 2% in that.
Alrighty.
Just need to check something. 2 seconds, chat. That's fine. Cool, I've had a few issues with the chat, so if people do put messages and I'm not responding, that'll be why. I'll need to look into that, but hopefully it's going to be working okay. But if it's not, I'm not ignoring you. Some kind of issue going on. So yeah, Ricciardo is quite slow at this phase. Is Albon still pushing on those tyres? He is. Just need to take a bit of opening pain here, really. I'm happy to take it, because we want this strategy to work for us. We need to get to lap 29 with Ricciardo. I think it's about the same with Mick, isn't it? Yeah. So hopefully we'll come back at Albon. He has stopped leaning on his tyres now, though. Bottas, Sargent, not too bothered about behind us and Ocon, because they are on the soft tyres, so they're 2 compound softer, so they should be a lot quicker than us, really, at this phase of the Grand Prix. Guan Yu Zhou has had a lock-up.
Okay, so heading into
Has that allowed? Mick was already ahead of him, to be fair, so that's... At least he didn't run into Mick.
See the lock-up. They were just unable to do much about it.
And he gets going quickly, though, does Zhou. What's that done to his tyre life, though? 73%, that's a pretty nasty lock-up for him there. Yeah, so we look like we might go backwards a little bit in these opening few laps. As I say, I don't want to wreck our strategy for the sake of it. It will come back at us. As I say, these soft runners. Although the tyre deck isn't massive, is it really? So we didn't really push that much on the hards, and we're at 90%. which is the best of these runners, but Fernando is 89% on mediums, Piastri 87, Sainz has got a mechanical fault.
No hydraulics, I think.
Okay, so Sainz, is that going to affect him? Will that get worse? We saw a hydraulic issue with George Russell in Austria in which he had to retire. So that's kind of what we need. We need a couple of retirements up here and a couple of accidents, as we keep saying, across the last few races. How close is Bottas here? Is he going to be able to get us? Looks like he will, because he'll get DRS again onto the run down to this corner. So I think we've just got to take a little bit of pain early on here. Don't want to go backwards, but as I say, we are on this hard tyre, and hopefully these guys will be running this hard at some point.
I think we can do much more.
Say the difference between tyre deg is not massive from a soft to a hard, really, and it was said that the hard could go a lot longer than the soft, so say slightly concerning at the moment. So Ocon and Sargent are going to want to have a go as well. Obviously Bottas has got good smoothness, so his soft tyre in better conditions than Ocon and Sargent's. What's Schumacher saying here? Half a second off Gasly, so he is in that DRS train. As Ocon making the move on Ricciardo, forces him out wide, which isn't nice from Esteban. That loses a bit of time there.
Yep, this is my pace.
Just caught the tail end of that. Esteban forcing us out wide. Yeah. We didn't lose too much time, but we did lose time. And we've got Sargent all on the back of us now. Did we maintain DRS? Don't think we have got DRS, so we're in big trouble here. Yeah, this is going to be job done, I think. Because again, you get 2 bites of it. So we are struggling. We're struggling here in these opening phases of the Hungarian Grand Prix. I imagine his confidence is going to be taking a hit. Very low for Daniel Ricciardo. Mick's confidence is high. And obviously you get a little buff to your stats with that confidence. So Mick, at this stage, might be better placed than Daniel Ricciardo. But let's wait and see. It's not the greatest opening phase for us here. We've just got to hope that this hard tyre is a horrible tyre for every driver. But Albon, as I say, got past us and... well, he's not a million miles away, I guess. I think he's about 4 seconds up the road from Ricciardo. Thanks for dropping into the stream. If you are watching, please do smash a like on the video. It really does help me out. As I say, we have got 2 mediums to come, and so has Mick. So we should be quicker as the race goes on. But another Alpine. Ricciardo is going backwards, isn't he? He's really struggling. And with Mick's confidence here, it might be just best to let Mick have a go. I'm not going to tell them that they can't fight.
Right then, we can take a look.
Been a bit of an awful opening stint here from Daniel Ricciardo. No pace whatsoever at the moment.
And that sees them move to 15.
Do you usually swap the cars or let them race? Depends where we are in the race. If they're on different strategies or one's clearly quicker, then I will ask them not to fight. But at the moment they're on the exact same strategy. It's just Ricciardo seems slower, so we'll have a look though. We'll see how we go. Ricciardo really needs to stay with Gasly, stay with that DRS. Lose DRS otherwise, yeah. Yeah, exactly. We need Ricciardo to stay with Gasly's DRS. But Ricciardo isn't. Ricciardo's really struggling. I think Mick might have a good chance here getting past his teammate. He's just looking a lot quicker at this stage of the Grand Prix. And here we go. They're free to fight. Please don't hit each other. It's tight through there. Mick's on the inside. He'll have DRS. Daniel Ricciardo, good exit. Mick's going to try around the outside. It looks like Mick's going to get this done, though.
Okay, well done.
All right, Mick is past Ricciardo, so Ricciardo's lost another position.
Understood.
He's down 7 positions, Daniel Ricciardo. He is struggling. His setup is good. The only thing I think is his confidence. It's rock bottom now. He's got to just put in some good laps and build that confidence back up. Let's see if we can close up to Gasly now with Mick. So he's got to get into that DRS, really. Verstappen's now going to get past Ricciardo. We're obviously not fighting Max, so that's absolutely fine. Ricciardo's coming back at Mick here, though. And Mick has forced... Ricciardo's forced Mick out wide. So Mick's confidence is now going to take a bit of a hit because Verstappen's going to get past him as well. But Ricciardo is now right on the back of these Alpines. So are we seeing the hard tyres come to life now? These soft runners down to 50%. Ricciardo very close now. So I'm going to give him some DRS here. ERS, sorry. Not just yet, though, because we've got superior speed at the moment. He probably won't need it, is the pace advantage here.
I don't think we can do much more.
We're going to try and go in the inside here. That'll be a risky move. Right, let's give him a deployment here. Ocon has not got DRS on his teammate, so we should be able to get past Esteban here. Verstappen's got past Mick. As I say, we're not fighting Verstappen, so that's fine. Go on, Danny Ric, get some confidence back here.
Gap right now is 4.6.
It's going to be easy work, so that's going to be done well before we get to the corner here, the first corner. So Max is going to move past both of us, but as I say, there's not much we can do about that. So Ricciardo's past Ocon now. Now he needs to push up to... past Ocon. He needs now to push up to Gasly and get past Gasly. Mick's got to just try and stay with Verstappen. But yeah, these softs are really starting to hurt their tyres now. So the soft runners should be coming backwards.
Good, it's okay.
And Ricciardo's just about in that DRS, so let's just give him a bit more battery to push up into that. So maybe we're seeing the crossover now. Soft runners were definitely quick early on. Ricciardo coming back here. Still not in the DRS zone, though. I think he's just going to be outside of the DRS on this lap.
Okay, 5 is
So
still okay.
Gasly, who is on the hards, though, Sargent and Bottas on the softs. So Gasly should still have some pace in those hards, really. But we should be gaining, really, on Sargent and Bottas, hopefully. So Max is getting past Ocon. Can we follow that up? We will have DRS. We look a long way back, though. No, not quite. Not quite. So I think we will be able to get him next lap, though. Ricciardo's got Gasly. We missed that. Where has this happened? Oh, so this was the second DRS zone. Oh, lovely move from Ricciardo. That's more like it.
Alrighty. Nice.
That was nice. That was very nice from Ricciardo. Right, Mick should get Ocon then. Ricciardo is straight away into Sargent's DRS. So now we've got Sargent and Bottas on those softs. How far are we off Albon though? We are about 9 seconds off Albon, so that's not ideal. And we've got Carrera on the softs. Stroll on the softs, so yeah, not quite sure where we're going to end up in all of this, but let's see. Mick has got Hamilton on the back of him, so Hamilton will get past him, but hopefully we're going to see Ricciardo pass Sargent here and Mick Schumacher getting past Esteban Ocon. Come on, Ricciardo. Can we get it done in the first corner, or will we get it done on the second DRS? I think we're going for it now on the inside. Later braking from Ricciardo. Lovely jubbly. Job done. Mick's not quite past Ocon. We'll get a second bite of the cherry. He's forced out wide. Doesn't help there that Ocon had DRS. So that is bad news for Mick. Because Ocon has now got DRS on his teammate Gasly. So that isn't ideal for us. Ricciardo's now got some clear air just to push on. Zhou is in the pits after having that lock-up early on. Yeah, Mick, that's not going to be ideal for Mick now. He's going to have to try and be aggressive. We'll just push on to this DRS. We're going to ask Mick go aggressive on the overtakes.
Copy.
I'll give him all the deployment he needs here. Let's see what he can do.
We okay on temperatures?
So again, Ocon's got DRS on his teammate. The Alpine's working together. And it's working well for them here. Can Mick do anything there? No, it's too difficult. So this is hurting Mick's race now. Verstappen is probably going to make his... Well, he will make his way past Ricciardo very shortly. Mick has got Ocon there. Wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting that until we got back to the DRS straight.
But this is what happened. And it was Mick Schumacher involved.
Loving the nose cam today, aren't they? Oh, Mick! Loving that. Loving that from Mick.
Says, Dankeschön. Thank you very much.
Right, so Mick has got that move done. Hamilton's going to be very closely behind us, I think. He's going to get Ocon. Right, so Ocon is dispatched. Stroll is pitting. So Stroll is exiting the pit. Is he already going to have a pit stop advantage on Mick? Looks like he will. And Ricciardo. So that top 10 looks pretty out of touch at the moment as Max gets past us. To be expected. We're doing for tyre life. Want to get to lap 29. Okay. Still on target for that.
Alrighty.
Mick wants to get to lap 30. Mick has got past Gasly though. That is good work. So yeah, we're basically stopping around lap 29 and 30 for both drivers now. So hopefully Mick can just stay ahead of Gasly here, break that DRS, which he is doing. Hamilton now the car behind though, so Hamilton is going to make his way past obviously Mick and Ricciardo. About 3.5 seconds behind Bottas is Ricciardo. Bottas now developed an issue here. This could be good for us.
On the corner exits, I felt a bit of lag on the power.
He's having power issues with the engine then. Correa's in the pits. So Ricciardo and Mick do jump Correa, who was on the soft tyres. Ocon and Hamilton have also pit. Now within 2 seconds of Bottas, who will be pitting shortly. He'll probably get out of the way before we reach him. I expect Bottas to peel into the pits here. Verstappen pits. Is Bottas going to pit? He is not. He's still got a couple of percent to play with. Ashley, hi. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Right, Ricciardo. Yeah, 1.7 to Bottas. Mick is gaining on Ricciardo, to be fair, here again. Mick's having a good little drive at the moment. Sainz's fault is getting worse, that hydraulic issue, so that could be good for us. Give both drivers a little bit of deployment here. Okay, thanks. Good to hear, buddy. Right, Ricciardo right on the gearbox now of Valtteri Bottas. Bottas got an issue. His tyres are dead. I think Bottas is going to peel away into the pits now anyway. So it'll just give Danny Ric some free DRS, which he gets. But he has got his teammate now, Ricciardo. Mick Schumacher just 1.2 behind. So Mick's closed that gap. I feel like Mick is putting in good work here. Don't forget Mick started 17th and Ricciardo 10th. So they're now in the same place on track. So Ricciardo's gone a little bit backwards, but Mick's gone a little bit forwards, and they're meeting in the middle. So we've still got a good 12 laps until we're going to stop. Now on the medium runners, so we're expecting probably Piastri in the pits next couple of laps, but Alonso has nursed those tyres pretty well. So a lot of the drivers now gone on the hard tyres, so we should be quicker in this next phase.
Oh dear, that's
Maxon's
not
had a pit stop issue. He's not in our race. We're well clear of him. How many points do you have? 0. HMA Hull. 0 at the moment. Unfortunately, this car started dead last. The worst car you could imagine we started with, so we're slowly designing up the grid. Best finish is 12th. We're finishing around sort of 12th to 15th at the minute, so we need a few issues up here if we're to grab a couple of points this year. This car is probably the best it will be developed right now in the season, because after the summer break we're not going to do any design work. We need to save the money, so if we're going to score a point or two, it needs to be across here in Hungary and Belgium, probably the next race. As I say, it's looking unlikely in this race, but you never know. Never know what might happen. Supermax is behind Mick now, so he's going to be past us. Correa as well, so these are cars that are pitted in front of us and are now on fresh hards, or Correa's actually medium, so has Correa gone... Correa gone soft medium? He has, so he'll be on the hard at the end, so Correa might be slow in the final phase of this Grand Prix. What are these issues then we're looking at? So Sainz gearbox, that is starting to wear quite significantly, isn't it? And then we had Bottas who had an engine problem. So they're the current cars struggling with mechanical issues. Sainz has got a long way to go, you know. I don't know if Sainz is going to make this Grand Prix. So Verstappen is going to be heading past Mick Schumacher here. Correa might be as well. As I say, we're not really in their race. We might be in Correa's race later on. Who knows? What would be ideal for us in this next 10 laps is a safety car or a virtual. As I say, Verstappen past us. Correa will get past us as well, both drivers. So we're not too bothered about that. We're just focusing on our stints now. Mick is going to have to do a bit of light work for a lap or two. Daniel Ricciardo might be good for that as well. Hamilton's 6 seconds behind, but he has pitted as well, so he's on those hards. So Albon pits now. So Albon, we were very close at Albon at the start, but he's kind of got away from us. Quite early on those hards, though, to be fair for him. He's going softs. So perhaps Albon's going hard, soft, mediums here. I'm hoping Ricciardo's going to be past him, but it looks like Albon's pulled a pit stop on us. So yeah, I can't see us getting any points here, because that is very much bad news for us. We need some luck now with a safety car, as I say, or a virtual. Because with Albon pulling a pit stop on us, that is not great. Although I do feel that's quite early to go off the hard tyre. We'll see. Tsunoda pitting now. So who are we expecting to get past us from behind? Hopefully no one now. So it might be 13th and 14th again. That's where we're tending to finish in these last few races. Let's say Sainz might have a retirement, so that might put us up to 12th and 13th. So we'd basically need 2 retirements or 2 issues ahead of us to maybe grab a sneaky point. As Tsunoda and Alonso are going to pit now. Let's say they'll be well clear of us. So yeah, it might... actually, it won't be 13th and 14th because we've got Hamilton behind us. So at the minute, it's going to be 14th and 15th. Because Hamilton is in a much quicker car, so we can't do much about that, unfortunately. How are we looking for tyres? We should get that to lap 29, shouldn't we? So there we go. Hamilton is going to make his way past us. Bit of a down phase at the moment in the Grand Prix chat, so we'll just wait and see. But if you are jumping in, if you do like this series, if you're liking this stream, do smash a like on the video. As I say, it does really help me out, and I really do appreciate it. And do get involved in the comments. As I say, I have had some issues with the chat, but hopefully if you are chatting, I can see you. TikTok is fine, but if you are chatting on Twitch and YouTube and I've not responded, that's because I can't see it, but it is showing it's working on my side. It might just be a quiet chat, so that's absolutely fine. HML Hole, I love it. Great. Great. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Dan Boltzer, follow the host. Thanks for the follow, Dan. Much appreciated. Right, where are we? Let's just have a bit of an update. So Mick Schumacher is all over the back of Daniel Ricciardo. What we can do here is we can ask him,
looking after your tyres.
Don't fight him.
Okay.
Let's try and extend. Because we really want to get you to lap 30, Mick. So don't fight him. I'm shamming the likes. Thanks, HMA, sorry. Appreciate all the likes, buddy. Hattie, hi. The Flying Finn is back. Hope you're well.
Hold position for now.
Right, so we're just asking them to hold. So Mick is not going to overtake Daniel Ricciardo. Basically, he's just using him for a bit of slipstream DRS whilst he can conserve his tyres here. Yep, going well. Thanks. Good. Good to hear. Good to hear. We've got a yellow flag. Please be a safety. No, it's not. It's only a quick yellow flag. Oh, that would have been absolutely perfect. Logan Sargent, who locks up, and we will not be seeing Logan Sargent in Formula 1 anymore. Logan, as of today, has been replaced in that Williams for the rest of the season in real life. So Logan Sargent is no longer a Formula 1 driver, if you've not seen that news. Williams have axed him immediately. So Logan, in real life, is gone from Formula 1. Yeah, correct. Tate Franco is in the car for the rest of the season before obviously Sainz comes in for 2025. So this is working quite nicely for Mick, just to try and get those tyres an extra lap or 2. But yeah, it's about time for Logan, unfortunately. He was costing Williams too much time. I think, of course, their best intentions were to let him see out that drive, but I think it's just become too much for him. He makes too many errors. You know, never diss anyone. You know, he's made it to Formula 1. Certainly something I couldn't do. But unfortunately, I think Logan has found his level and he's not quite to the standard of a full Formula 1 driver. But as I say, he had his time and wish him in the best. I think he's in Indy next year, is it, Logan, I believe? So, yeah, hopefully he does well in that. Right, let's...
Be ready. Okay, no more management.
Have to push on these tyres. Problem is, we're going to be in a little bit earlier, so we might have to conserve. We're going to have to pit Mick now, but we might have to conserve during our medium stints.
Box this lap, please.
Ricardo's
Copy box.
good. Ricardo should be able to get to lap 30 actually here. Right, let's see what our pit crew can do. They've been pretty good of late. They got us a good number of points actually in the fastest pit stop. I've said that. I've talked it up now. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said it after the pit stop. Come on, fingers crossed. Our boys and girls in the pit crew have been doing well, though. Let's continue it. I'm always happy at 2.8 or under, but as I say, I've been seeing some 2.5s and 2.4s of late. .8. There we go. Nothing spectacular this time around, but not an error. That's the main thing. Where are we going to feed out here? Oh, it'd have been nice to get ahead of that pass of Hulkenberg. Oh, Christ. Is that Charlotte or Sainz? Carlos Sainz nearly rear-ended us. 1,000 likes on TikTok. Thanks, HML. Thanks, Atty. Appreciate it. Alright, so this is all going wrong. Mick has lost a place to Gasly there.
Blue flag.
Obviously, we're out on colder tyres. Gasly had DRS, and we had to get out of the way of that Ferrari that we nearly caused an accident for, and that was an easy move for the Alpine in the end. Hopefully, we'll come back at him very shortly. Tyres. Look at the tyre advantage we've got, though. So, Gasly, Hulkenberg are not going to be a problem for us, but we don't want to lose too much time there. Right, where's Ricciardo here? So, we want Ricciardo. So, pit. We'll get past the pit stop. We should be further enough past that now. Now, Charles Leclerc, the race leader, is pitting. Right, so Ricciardo's going to be in at the end of this lap. Have we done a Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris there and allowed Mick to perform the undercut on Danny Ric? I'm not sure we will, though, because he's got traffic and he had to get out of the way of the race leaders, so... Still on low fuel there, actually, which I didn't realise. That's not helping him, but we're getting a good bit of fuel, so that'll allow him to push on his final stint. Here we go. This is the problem again, though. Gasly has got DRS on Hulkenberg. Need to try and get one of these. If we get one, we'll get the other. Awesome out wide. Go on. No, this isn't great for us. Gonna get bogged down there. Come on, Mick. Send it. That's nice, Mick. Good work. So he's very low now because he's dropped to 19th. They need to sort this driver confidence out. Because he started the race in, what, 17th. If you a driver yourself know that you've now boxed, you're on fresher tyres, and you should be able to get back up to 15th, 16th, so you should have good confidence, but... Yeah, that confidence not quite working for me yet in the game. It needs a little bit of tweaking.
Daniel pit lane.
Right, back to the pit crew, though. Mick's hopefully going to get past Gasly. Is he sending it down the inside here? Can we see this move? No, not quite. Hopefully on the DRS straight we'll get that.
Don't worry.
Yeah, Mick should get that now. But let's see what we can do in this next pit stop. First stop for Daniel Ricciardo. I think Mick is going to jump him here, you know. 2.8 again, so it's the same. It's going to be very close here. As Mick makes the move then on Pier. And that's job done. Lovely stuff from Mick. Gets the second helmet of DRS to pull away. Pushes Pier out wide as well, just to seal the deal. So we didn't undercut Daniel Ricciardo. We are a little bit closer, though. And his tyres will be up to temps here. I have asked them not to fight, and I will continue that just because Mick needs to save some tyre life.
Copy.
So whilst Ricciardo's getting his tyres up to temps, we can again just use him for Mick to build up those, or to conserve some tyre life because he needs to extend that. Atty, bye, see you next live again. Yeah, cheers. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for the support. Always appreciated. And really appreciate the likes. As I say, if you haven't already and you're watching and you're enjoying it, do smash a like on the video. It does help me out. So as I say, you might be watching this and saying it's a bit unfair to do this to Mick, but as I say, Mick, if you look here on the strategy, we're going to drop below the threshold of the tyres, so that means we need to do a bit of conserving with the tyres. So that's why we're just using this phase of the Grand Prix where Mick can stay in Ricciardo's DRS whilst conserving tyres. That's going to work out well for him later in the race. We'd well get past Ricciardo now, but our tyres will be shot 4 or 5 laps earlier than Ricciardo's. Ocon is pitted, so that's put us up to 16th, 17th. Oh, and Ricciardo has had an issue. He's had a
Had a
lockup.
lockup.
Oh, Ricciardo. I mean,
And we're watching Daniel Ricciardo.
I'm lost for words with these
Nothing at this
drivers.
point. And the car just locks. And they ended up their own...
Oh, there we go. Ricciardo lockup. I'm talking about replacing Mick, but I don't know if we should replace Daniel Ricciardo as well. And his engine's running hot. That Mick's was hotter, but his fire attempts were good. Our drivers just make too many mistakes. As I say, Mick Schumacher is definitely going to be out of this car by the end of the season. Daniel Ricciardo is signed up for next season because he's on a 2-year deal, but he's making too many mistakes as well. That's took a lot of tyre life out as well. So, yeah, I just don't know what to do about our driver lineup. We are doing some scouting. We have scouted Bottas. We've scouted Isaac Ajar, and we've got a couple of others. So, we've got some options we're looking at. As I say, Schumacher will definitely be out of the team. The other thought is to bring Vettel back. Grant, who would you replace him with? Well, I'm thinking about bringing Vettel out of retirement. He's still in the database of F1 Manager, so I can unretire Sebastian Vettel and allow him to lead this Team Lotus to glory because, yeah, Daniel Ricciardo, as in real life, has just dropped off a cliff. He's just not got it. That's a shame, really. But as I say, he's signed up for next year. But how this is going, I do feel, though, I want to replace both of them. Vettel to replace Ricciardo as another senior driver, and then get a really young driver in. As I say, either Isaac or someone like that from F2, a young driver. So Mick is 2.4 off Bottas. Bottas on the hard tyres. Sargent on the hards. He's got a pit. He's not going to be an issue, but then it's 30 seconds to Correa, so yeah, I don't think much is going to happen beyond that. Vettel would be a great shout. Yeah, I think so. I think so, Grunty boy. And plus, he's still younger than Alonso and similar age of Hamilton, so it's not unrealistic for him to come back to Formula 1. Kimi Raikkonen is still there as well. You can unretire Kimi, but that would, yeah. I think Kimi must be about 44, 45 now, so that wouldn't be great. What are you thinking, Grant, this weekend then in Italy? Tell me your podium. I want to know. I want to know what it is. Are we going to see some Lando Norris domination now? Gasly's got a mechanical fault. Sargent's now taking that pit stop, so we will jump Logan Sargent. As I say, RIP Logan Sargent, no longer in Formula 1. We're now a second off Bottas. He will have to pit. He is on those mediums. He has got a fault.
Happy with this so far?
What we need is Sainz to retire when all of these have made their second stop and we're extending, and Sainz also retires on track to cause a safety car. That's all we want. It's not much to hope for. But these last stints are going to be an issue, I think. Hopeful for a McLaren 1-2. Yes, that's what we need. As I say, we need Oscar to start taking some points off Max and maybe Mercedes as well. That's the only way we're going to get a championship fight. I think that's unrealistic, I think, to think Lando can win every race and Max finish second and all the rest of it. There's going to be some odd results, but yeah, I think you need definitely Oscar bringing the fight to Max and those Mercedes. You need Lando winning races, Max finishing 3rd, 4th or 5th. If that happens across the next 2-3 races, then we've got something on our hands.
Now, down to the pits. There's been a hold-up.
Albon's had a pit stop issue. I don't think it's going to affect us.
So Alex Albon had come in to stop. But
Slow front right as he's going on the mediums. That's a long old stop for Alex. So is he out of the pit yet? He is. What? He's on the mediums to the end, is he? 32 laps? He might have to stop again, you know, Albon. Quite a long way to go. I also feel like the Mercs might be handy, yeah. Well, I think if Lewis Hamilton has got a Merc that can fight Max and he's got a chance of stopping Max winning the championship over Lando, then I think Lewis will be all up for that. Oscar's starts have been better than Lando's recently. Let's hope he can get to top of that. Oh no, Lando's starts are awful, aren't they? I noticed that from the early part of the season, even when he wasn't like up top, he's just awful at starts. Which is going to cost him in a championship battle if he continues that. There's no point stick it on pole if after the first corner you're back to second, third or fourth. Let's let Schumacher push on fuel a bit here. We saved a bit of fuel. Let's try and give him something to get after and pass Bottas. So I don't think there's going to be too much beyond that in this race, which is a shame. Deep down, we all know Lewis would love to deny Max a championship. Oh, of course. Alright, let's use some of this battery, some of this fuel.
Come on.
Come on, Matt's getting in Mick Schumacher's ear. He's egging him on.
Copy.
Come on, Mick, you've not made a mistake yet today. We are running this engine very hot now, though. So we're going to have to get this done pretty quickly. Tsunoda and Verstappen in the pits for their second stops. And Bottas is going to be running, what, the medium at the end probably as well then? Go on, Mick. Ooh. He's thinking about it. So we can get up to 14th here and 15th with Mick and Ricciardo, but I don't know if we can do much more than that, unfortunately. Less drivers ahead of us. We've got to do an extra stop. That's about where we'll finish, but hopefully it'll mix up a bit. What's your predictions for Monza? I don't know, I think Ferrari will be handy around Monza because they always try to be. I feel Lando's going to be on a bit of a run now, as we hopefully see Mick get past Bottas here. We may as well harvest into that first corner, get a big bit of battery back, and we'll get double DRS to push away. So Mick has cleared Bottas, so we should be able to push down the road now. Yeah, predictions for Monza. I'm going for a Lando pole and Lando win. But the rest, I think it's going to be very difficult. I mean, top speed is going to be a lot around Monza. So I feel Ferrari will be cranking those engines up. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Ferrari in there. So I think this could be a really close fight in Monza, because Ferrari are going to be doing everything they can. Those engines will be racked up. So I think any one of 4 teams, minus Perez. Sorry, Sergio. But yeah, anyone from those 4 teams could be on the podium, could win it potentially. Which is good, but as I say, for the championship battle, you basically want Lando to win, and a Ferrari or 2 or Mercedes or a Oscar Piastri to get ahead of Max. So Max is finishing 3rd, 4th or 5th, then it will start to open that gap, or close that gap even. Right, Ricciardo is now into the DRS as well. So let's clear Bottas, and then we can forward on a bit and just see what happens. As I say, we've got 15 seconds to Albon. Unless he's pitting again. And this should be easy work here for Ricciardo. Yeah, job done. So we're back to where we were, effectively. I have Ricciardo on my save. Ricciardo's been really good for me. Yeah, Ricciardo wasn't too bad for us, but of late, he's making a few issues. But again, I think this plays a big part, the driver confidence, and for some reason it goes low so quickly if you lose a couple of positions. That's what happened to Ricciardo in this race. Obviously, when your confidence is higher, you get a bit of a boost to your stats, and when your mentality is higher, then yeah, you get a little bit of increase on the stats as well. So it might be that your Ricciardo is mentally in a better place than my Ricciardo. Alright, so we cleared Bottas. Correa's in. Must be his second stop. Let's just let him take that stop, and then we'll just see where we are on that. So he's going to be... He's ahead of us anyway, so that really is irrelevant, isn't it? Tyre history. So let's just see what's going on here. So Albon's gone hard, soft, mediums. Correa's gone soft, medium, medium by the looks of it. Monza equals Lando win. Let's hope so, Senna. Well, if you're a McLaren fan, at least. If you're a Max fan, maybe not. It's funny, I've seen a lot of hate for Lando across the last, well, since that race win, but it's just always the way, isn't it? Once you start winning races and becoming competitive, people just tend to be hated. Like, people hated Lewis, people hated Vettel, people hate Max. I mean, hate is a strong word, but you know where I'm coming from. It's like drivers down the grid are more liked, aren't they? But if they soon got in a championship battle with someone you do really like, your perception of those change pretty quickly. Right, so we're pitting on lap 49 and 50 basically, if we can get there, if we can get the tyres there. Let's just get a bit of harvest in there with Daniel Ricciardo. Let's go Lando, yes. Yes, buddy.
Yeah, there's a bit in it, but to be honest, when I push, I can feel it start to wet.
Why is Ocon all over the back of Mick? Where's this come from? Oh, he's at the end of his stint on those softs. I don't think Ocon will be a problem, but let's have a look. What's Ocon saying? Soft, medium, softs. So he's going to have to stop again, is Ocon. But he will have to stop in the next few laps. So we will have a good 5-6 lap tyre advantage on him. So I don't think he's going to be an issue. But as I say, I can't see us moving up the grid anymore, unfortunately. I just need one of those chaotic races to nab a couple of points. Because as I say, we're not going to do much design work on this car past this summer break. Sainz is still going with that issue, isn't he? Is Ocon going to come into the pits? He is. Verstappen a mechanical fault. That could be interesting. Stroll's in the pits as well. He's got an issue. Right, we're being lapped now. George Russell is now approaching Tsunoda, and Verstappen lapping Ricciardo. That's allowed Mick to get right onto Ricciardo there. We can do a little bit more conserving with Mick. Don't have to do much, and then I'll allow them to fight. Monza, Lando win, Oscar P2, Max P3. Well, I would take that, Senna. I'll take that now. Right, so I think they're on Do Not Fight still, yeah. Who are you thinking of replacing Schumacher with? Well, I don't know. As I say, I might replace both, but my serious consideration at the moment is bringing Vettel out of retirement on the database editor, having Vettel in the team. Ricciardo's got out of the way there. I just want to try and win back a little bit more tyre life. This is fine. This is good for Mick. So these two are going to be very close, I feel, on the final stint. Actually, we don't have an option on console. No, unfortunately you don't. As I say, there's always some perks with PC. More for modding and different things like that. But yeah, console's still good. Just pick up and play.
Okay,
Easy
gotcha.
stuff. But yeah, there's a few good things you can do on the editor. You can change the calendar, of course, so next year we can make the calendar represent what it is going to be. We're back to Australia, opening race in Australia, which I always remember when I started watching F1. Always used to be the first race, wake up early for Australia, so that's going to be the case again next season. No more Bahrain, which I like. I like it being Australia. Yeah, we can do that. We can change the sprint races as well to reflect those that are going to be sprint races in 2025, so you can do all of that good stuff. You can obviously change the grid. You can put drivers in the teams they're going to be for 2025, but I'll probably just allow it to happen whatever the game decides. So I think, as we know, Hamilton is hardwired into the game to move to Ferrari, but the other transfers will just let the game decide rather than me go into the editor and put Sainz in Williams, for example. Well, that's obviously the chat and community on the videos if that's what they want to see. Right, Ricciardo is going to have to pit. Can we pit this lap? No. Right, Mick, we can go back to standard now.
Need to pick up the pace a little bit if you can, please.
Trying to get him to lap 50. Bottas, we might be undercut by Ocon and Bottas, but we should be a lot quicker on the final stint here. Monza Extreme predictions. Colapinto P10 for Williams on debut, getting a point. Checo DNF, Charles and Lewis crashed, and Joe added a lap for that. That is what? That's a wild one, Senna. Actually, you'd think they would give us console players some things like to change the calendar. Yeah. Well, you know, with PC, it's not the developers that do that. So it's just people in the community are able to go in and take files out of the game and actually build an editor. So it's not an official F1 Manager editor. It's sort of community made. So that's why you don't see it on console. It's not sort of an official. Tsunoda's got a mechanical fault. Right, I think we're going to pit Ricciardo this lap. I'm going to burn up these tyres. Gasly's got a mechanical fault now as well. And we'll go next lap for Mick. So let's just bring those around. Are we going to have any retirements ahead of us? Not going to account for us now if there's a safety car because we're about to pit. And here comes Ricciardo for his stop then. Can we get some pit stop points at least? Need about a stop of like a 2.4 or under really for that. Mick's tyres are going to be hurting across this next lap, but hopefully he doesn't get a puncture. I'm going to push him even more just to risk it. 2.8 again. Consistent with these pit stops today. 2.8. We're loving a 2.8 pit stop. Right, so Ricciardo does come out in front of Bottas, but as expected, he is behind Ocon. Ocon is on the hards. Is Ocon going to be hard to catch? So he may well be. Right, Mick is going to come in for his stop. Got Daniel Ricciardo pushing on full. Anyway, it's only interesting because on the video, I'm Hungarian. Oh, so we're your home race. We're at Senna's home race here. Right, so yeah, we've got 7. Yeah, I don't know. Ocon's worrying me a little bit there. Right, Mick is coming in.
Just make sure you're looking after your tyres.
Can we do any better with this pit stop? 2.8 for every pit stop so far today. Let's not make it any worse. Can we do better? Let's see. 2.5. Lovely. Best stop of the day and hopefully the last pit stop. Ricciardo is 6 seconds off Ocon. Again, we're clear of Bottas, so that's fine for Mick. Let's just push these on fuel for a little while. It's got to get out of the way for some traffic. Probably not too much to happen at the end of the race here, but hopefully we can close on Ocon and get him and Sargent to bring the cars home at least in 14th and 15th here. Which again is still a pretty decent result for where our car is. So Ricciardo now... Well, Ocon's past Sargent, so he's still about 7 seconds behind. Ocon's got good pace, you know, on those hards. I am worried. I am worried if we can get Ocon here. Doesn't help that we're being lapped by the leaders. Hopefully that will slow Ocon up when they get there. Sargent's not going to be a problem because Sargent's got to pit anyway. Albon's got to pit again, but he's way too far up the road, isn't he? Yeah, he's near enough 2 pit stops up the road. Which is mad. Oh, yellow flag.
Approaching yellow flag.
Who was that? Gasly? Gasly. Pierre Gasly is spun. Why is it always someone behind? Never someone in front. Oh, Pierre has lit up the rears.
I'm just all over the place.
You are Pierre, you are Pierre. Colossal stinker for Verstappen here. What happened to him? My game has bugged out. For some reason, every race, it sticks Verstappen and Hamilton in the pit lane, so they start last every race. So, in actual fact, Verstappen's having a good race from last. He's up to 7th. And probably will get up to maybe 6th. Ashley, I've been asked if I want to go to the Australian Grand Prix next year. Do it! It's an easy answer, isn't it? What's Verstappen's mechanical issue here?
I have a problem. Engine problem.
Well, that's very calm from Max, isn't it, in the car? How serious is that issue? Are we going to have some late retirements? That would be nice. What am I doing here? We want to go here. Verstappen. 28%. What's Sainz's issue saying now? His gearbox is wearing down, but it looks like it might last in the end. Mazepin or Sargent, the woat. Latifi. Latifi's the GOAT, Grant. Can't be saying that. Big salty seawater. Max starting from the pits at least makes the tyre fire. It does. He's still leading the way somehow. But yeah, it's annoying that it's bugged like that. I'm hoping when we get to Season 2, that sorts it out. If not, for this whole series, we're going to have Max and Hamilton starting from the pit lane. But I'm hoping with them, yeah, starting a new season, that's going to sort that bug out. But the next, well, 10 races or so, whatever we've got left here, it's 11 races, they may be starting from the pit lane. All right, we're still seconds off Ocon now. Sargent's got out of the way, so that is worrying me, you know. I don't know if we're going to catch Ocon.
Yep, understood.
Ocon's done big things out here, unless he's going to have to conserve some tyre life, but we've got a 10% margin at the moment, but these mediums are going to wear more than the hards. I'm just going to have to see how this stint develops, basically. Yeah, he can't be dropping Latifi in there, Grant. He's the GOAT. But that takes me back to, again, personality of drivers, because Logan Sargent got away with it for a long time, where Latifi was, like, crucified, but actually, you know, there wasn't much in that, but I think people didn't warm to Latifi, so he kind of just got both barrels. Right, Correa's got a mechanical fault now. Everyone's struggling, but no one's retiring. Right, we're now 2 seconds off Ocon. Has he had traffic? I think Ocon has had traffic here. He has. He's had Charles and Piastri go through. And that's put Ricciardo within 2 seconds. So now might be the moment just to do what we need to do here. Can't really push on the tyres. That's the problem. Okay. Haven't got much tyre life. But we can give him some battery. Has everyone stopped out here? Charles stopped 3 times. I don't think we're not going to see any more pit stops out front. So Charles is leading by 5 seconds. He's looking pretty good. Then we've got Oscar in second. Norris is 19 seconds back. Then we've got Sergio. So the only battle there looks to be Sergio on Norris. Verstappen might get Sainz, but they're both struggling with issues. Right, we're now within DRS. This is the moment for the old honey badger.
Pit stop issue.
K-Mag, we're not bothered about the Hassers. They're struggling. Come on, let's get Ocon. Let's just try and pull away, build a bit of a DRS gap, and manage the race from there. Half a second behind. This should be a good enough advantage to get in with battery and DRS then. Here we go. Gaining. Should have the inside. This should be pretty comfortable. Then we'll have that second helping of DRS to pull away. Very close. Don't make contact. Force him out wide if you want. Yes, please, Danny. Force him out to get that DRS gap. I like the thinking. I appreciate it. And I'm going to continue pushing with him. That's good work from Ricciardo. I didn't think we were going to gain, but that traffic really helped us. And as I say, we've gone for a bit of a push. And then, yeah, forced him out a little bit there.
Alrighty. Nice.
Well, that's worked for us because that's given us a good second advantage. So we can continue to push for a little bit. And then we'll rein it back in. And hopefully we can just bring it home from there. Let's get Mick pushing a bit. I don't know if Mick's going to be too far back, though. We are about to lap Ocon's teammate, Gasly. So that's mad, isn't it? Ocon is nearly a lap ahead of his teammate here. Right, it's forward on. We're at the closing stages here of this race. As I say, we're now about to lap Gasly. Mick has got some traffic. He's got Norris and Piastri. Norris and Perez. Perez trying to make that move on Norris by the looks of it. Just maintain this gap, hopefully, to Ocon. Got to watch that fuel. We don't want to burn out our fuel. Still 2.5 to Ocon. Mick is gaining, but of course we have depleted quite a bit of the battery on that push. 10 laps to go then. Ricciardo. Yeah, he's got 5 seconds on Ocon now. I think Ocon must have some traffic again. There's Mick's right on him again. Have we just... No, oh yeah, he had to let Stroll and Hamilton go, actually. So that's cost Ocon again. What's the tyre life here?
Okay, so let's just catch up where
The Danny Ric we all want to see. 5-second penalty for Ocon, yeah. Okay, forced Daniel Ricciardo to stay on the track there. Tyre life. So Mick's got 7% margin on Ocon, so he might be alright actually. 10 laps to go. I think Ricciardo is now comfortable to Ocon. But yeah, we're not going to have any fun ahead of us, are we? By the looks of it. Perez has cleared Norris. Verstappen is past Sainz. We're going to have to get that out of the way now of Perez. Just harvest again into that first corner. Have to get out of the way of Norris. So we're going to lose a bit of time here for a little while on Ocon. But hopefully he'll lose it shortly when he moves out of the way as well. Yellow flag. Is that Ocon? No.
We've got a yellow flag.
Oh, Logan. Get him gone. He is gone. He is gone in real life. But get him gone off the game as well.
Sorry, I made a big mistake.
You did make a big mistake, Logan. Because when you first sat in an F1 car. Right, so Ricciardo, he's got 8 seconds on Ocon now. Ocon's moved out of the way for Perez. He's now got to move out of the way to Norris, and that should allow Mick to close that gap. Verstappen is going to retire, I think. I think it's over.
On fire, fire.
It is over. Does he get into the pit lane? Oh, he does. That's annoying. Max is out. Max has had a blow up. Max Verstappen out of the race. That's going to quite literally blow up this championship as Max Verstappen retires. Still got Ocon to move out. We've got Gasly to move out of the way for his teammate. And then Ocon's got to get out of the way for Norris. Got 7 laps to go. Need to bring mixed fuel in line now. Just need this to play out a bit. Norris is past. Oh, did we just... No, we didn't. Those Gazzy get out of the way. Right, we're now on Ocon. Matthew Smith, come on, Callie. Yes, come on, Callie. Come on, me. What? What do I say? Yes, so we've win DRS here. Max is out of the race. Is Vettel in this game, or does he have to be modded in? I've heard you mention signing before. Yeah, so on PC you can use the editor, and in the editor there's a few drivers that aren't on the grid that are ticked. There's a little tick that says retired. So you've got Vettel, Raikkonen, Latifi, Grosjean. So a few drivers like that, and you can untick them and bring them back into the game. So yeah, Vettel, if you're on PC, you can get the database editor, and you can have Sebastian Vettel back in the game. Yeah, I did say that. I want it. Right, Mick is just not about in the DRS, is he?
Don't worry.
We've just cleared Verstappen, so he'd obviously lapped us. So Ricciardo up to 13th by virtue of that Verstappen retirement. Mick now into 15th. Right, we have got DRS. So we can use that to give a bit of battery life back. Still got tyre advantage. I'm feeling confident now here. Let's harvest a little bit more. And we'll deploy that battery once we get to the start-finish straight. What season are you in, mate? This is still the first season, so we're about to approach the summer break. Yellow flag, Ricciardo, safe. Mick, safe. Hulkenberg running wide, not interested. We're interested in this. So yeah, we've got Belgium, so we've got Spa next, and then it's the summer break, and then we will be where the normal Formula 1, where we are in real life, because we'll have the post-summer break race, and then we'll be in Italy. Just fallen out, haven't we, there again?
Copy.
Let's just deploy any points. No points yet. This is about as close as we can get, about 12th or 13th, so we need a bit of luck. We didn't have DRS there. Alright, I'm going to keep him on deploy. I'm going to need to stay in that DRS. I'm on Spa now on my first season. It's definitely tougher than last year's. Yeah. And we started this on the lowest settings with our team. This deployment's working though for Mick. Can't make a move through here, can he? Can he? No. He's gone out wide. I was going to say, that was near a suicide through there. Yeah, certainly tougher because we started on the lower settings, so literally no money. Started 2 million in the bank, the poorest car you can have, next to no facilities. So that's how we started this game. So we're slowly building it up. So I wasn't expecting too much in this first season, but we're getting there. Come on, let's get this done now, Mick. Don't need to do it there though, Mick. It's fine, Mick. It's fine. We've got him. Take your time through here. We've got DRS. Axton's got a mechanical fault. Everyone's struggling here on the cars. Right, battery is gone, but we've got DRS this time round. Come on, Mick. This is the moment. Goes to the inside. Ocon sort of half covers him off, but still leaves the door open. And Mick Schumacher is through. We'll have the second helping of DRS. And let's hope we can just pull away here. I'm going to try and use deployment again, as we did with Ricciardo. We haven't got much battery to work with.
Here's the replay. Okay, so heading into turn 1 here.
They kind of half covered him off, and then, yeah, still left the door open. And Mick obliges to take 14th. Just want to build that to a second, which we've done already. So I think we're pretty good here now to bring the cars home. So we've got 3 laps to go. Ricciardo in 13th, Mick in 14th. That's about as best we can hope for at the moment. You can see the gaps. Right, so the RB is very quick, and Albon in the first Williams is very quick. So I think this is pretty much what we can maximize at the moment out of this car. Ricciardo's got some traffic coming through. So Charles looks like he's going to win it then by quite a margin, to be fair. Mick's got 2.4 on Ocon, so we're looking pretty comfortable there. Tyre life is good. We can probably push a bit more out of those tyre lives. I think we're comfortable though, 3 seconds. I don't think we need to waste it actually.
Tyre management will be very important.
We will finish on this final lap because we are lapped. So we're now starting our final lap as we round that final corner with Mick. And Charles is about to bring it home then. Ferrari are doing big things at the moment in this series. They're going to win yet another one. Charles has won in Hungary.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc.
Oscar Piastri is going to come second. Perez in the one remaining Red Bull is going to get a podium. And Norris is going to be fourth. Sainz fifth. And Tsunoda has already finished because he's been lapped. Ricciardo is about to come around this final corner. So as I say, I'm pretty happy with that. It's all relative to where our car is. And we are going to finish this one with Daniel Ricciardo. Although he made that mistake, he wouldn't have found 30 seconds on Correa. So Ricciardo finishes 13th. And Mick Schumacher is going to come home right behind him, in terms of positioning at least, in 14th. So 13th and 14th for us in this one. Not too bad.
Yeah,
pretty consistent now with finishing in that range.
Cheers, thank you.
So we'll take that one. Maybe we can still nick a point this year. If not, I'm certainly confident next year we'll start getting into those points.
Okay, check the flag.
But that is the Hungarian Grand Prix. Done and dusted. Not long until you'll be knocking on the door for the points. We hope so. We hope so, Granty boy.
The drivers make their way back to the pit lane.
See, Daniel Ricciardo's
And there
happy. He
we've
knows
got
that's a good result for us. So as I said, Charles wins it. Oscar Piastri second. Sergio Perez third. Lando Norris fourth. Carlos Sainz fifth. Yuki Tsunoda sixth. George Russell seventh. Fernando Alonso finishes where he starts in 8th. And Lewis Hamilton, as I say, starting from the pit lane, up 13. And Lance Stroll finishes 10th. Perez also nicking the fastest lap for Red Bull. So with Max retiring, what has that done to the Drivers' Championship? It is Carlos Sainz. Williams bound in real life. He's leading our Drivers' Championship by 3 points over Max. Charles is in 3rd. No movement, actually, in the rest of this. So Lando Norris remains 4th. Oscar 5th. Sergio Perez 6th. George Russell 7th. Yuki Tsunoda 8th. Lewis Hamilton 9th. And Lance Stroll 10th. Rest of those to score points so far. Fernando Alonso 11th. Albon 12th. Ocon 13th. Correa 14th. Bottas 15th. And everyone else yet to score a point. And constructors, Ferrari are starting to pull away now. So what's that, a 70-point gap? Yeah, 70 plus. So they're leading the way over Red Bull. McLaren close the gap on Red Bull. And Mercedes quite a distance to them in 4th. Aston Martin 5th. RB 6th. Williams 7th. Alpine 8th. Sauber 9th for that solo point. And Haas and ourselves, Team Lotus, still yet to score. So I'd say Alpine and Kick, although they grabbed a couple of points, they're not getting consistently. So that's why we just really want to nick a point or two so we can finish. Season objective is 9th. So we'd like to get a point or two to finish 9th. But we'll see how we go on that one. What about fast lap? Did we get any points on that? We didn't today. That's a shame. Our pit stop wasn't too bad, I don't think. Was it? What was that best one we did? 2.557. Oh, yeah, it was a little bit away off, so no points on that. Red Bull are winning that championship, and we are still 10th in that one. But that brings this Hungarian Grand Prix to a close. Pager, how's it going, buddy? Hope you're well. You're seeing us right at the close of this stream, but I hope you're doing well, buddy. But yeah, if you have dropped in, if you're not already, and no matter the platform, obviously on Twitch or TikTok, please do hit a follow. If you're on YouTube, please do subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, do smash a like on the video because it really does help out the channel. And we will be back on Friday to continue this. So as I always say, we do this on a Friday and a Tuesday from 7:15 p.m. BST. So if you want to check out the follow-on from this stream, come back Friday and we will continue the Team Lotus journey. We do have the highlighted episodes out every week as well, 2 episodes a week, and they drop on a Monday and Thursday. So we've just had the last one in Austria come out yesterday, so do check that out on the main YouTube. And as I say, we'll be back with the last episode on Thursday, and then we'll be back with another live stream on Friday. As I say, before I go, make sure you hit a like on the video, and we'll be back with our latest episode on Thursday and another live stream on Friday, where we'll continue this Team Lotus